Our next agenda item is a presentation from the Technology Department. Would Technology Chairman Shahid Razak and Head of Technology Nat O'Brien come to the rostrum?
Thank you in two ways. One, she's pronounced my name correctly, and the second one is now you know why we need more money in IT. Okay, thank you, Conference. As Chair of IT, I am pleased to inform you of the work done so far from 2019 to present. During the worst part of the COVID pandemic, Nathan O'Brien and his team have worked and stretched themselves to the limit, placing all the equipment for the staff to work from home. This kept the disruption to a minimum, and we'll like to thank Nathan and his team for all their efforts. Nathan will be giving the presentation of the works completed and in progress. We will take questions after the presentation. Today our IT is far leaner and meaner than it's ever been. Once a CRM system, which is Customer Relationship Management, is installed, you will notice an IT system future-proofed and fit for purpose. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Conference. Over the next few minutes, I'll try not to bore you, for one, because I know technology isn't people's favourite subject. But I want to update you on what we've been doing since the last annual conference 2 years ago. Want to go through our focus up until the end of the year, and then our focus for 2022, and then provide a little bit of insight into our CRM project, where we are and where we're going with it. Right, so the move to Bede House in 2020. The NEC awarded us a budget to invest in IT. It's probably the biggest investment in IT hardware that has been in the organisation. With that investment, we provided all the staff with fit-for-purpose personal computers and laptops. We were able to install state-of-the-art hardware to make sure our network infrastructure was fit for purpose and provided our teams with the speed and connectivity that they need to do their jobs. We implemented 2 cloud platforms as part of the move. The first one was Horizon, so our telephone systems now live in the cloud, so it removes that single point of failure, so our members can get in contact with us no matter where we are, where we're working from. And also a people management system, People HR, that eases our HR requirement, makes it easier for our staff to book holidays and for us as managers to manage our teams. The investment also brought in 2 new members of the team. We've got Lewis in our support role, so he provides hands-on support to the people in the office or over the telephone, and George Abraham, who's our systems engineer, who looks after things in Durham, so I'm not spending all my time on the train running up and down to Durham. So COVID-19 was a challenge. We'd moved into the office, our new office, 2 months prior to lockdown, but the investment that we made in the move to Bede House enabled us to ensure that every team member could work from home within 4 days of the lockdown being announced. Had we remained in Yeoman House and not had that investment, then our members would have struggled to reach us and get the support that they need at that crucial time. During COVID, we also implemented a system that allowed the MDEs, the Connect team and the admin team to be able to recruit members remotely. So they didn't need to go to the shop to get the application form signed. They could do everything over the phone. So we could provide support to more retailers quicker and easier. And because of COVID and the 2 lockdowns it produced, we obtained a budget to ensure that every member of the team can work from anywhere. And you'll see most of the team members sitting in front of their laptops. We've got the Connect team in the back office, all working as if they would do if they were in Bede House. We've also been working smarter. We've implemented new reporting. Rather than lists of data, lists of numbers that no one really understands or has got time to look at, we simplified reporting on the management team level. So every week we can see the key stats on what the teams have been doing, how we've been helping members. We also have a daily report that comes out automatically every night to keep us informed on the new members recruited and the members that we've lost. We implemented Office 365. This is a platform that allows our teams to collaborate properly as one team. We don't have silos where each team puts their information in a little folder. If we're working on a project together, all the information is in one place. As well as Office 365 is maintained by Microsoft, who write the software, so they're the best people to look after it. We implemented a system to enable the Connect team to engage with the members easier and for us to be able to see the performance of that engagement. So for outbound business development leads or special benefits, the teams can create outbound call lists and make those calls. We can see which members we've missed and make follow-up calls. We also implemented 3 different cloud technologies. Drip for our email marketing, and you may have noticed in the last few months that the email marketing you've been receiving for us, the notification emails, look a lot leaner, look a lot smarter, a lot more professional. We implemented Asana for project management, so managers can create projects and know where their teams are at with those projects within a web portal, and also Slack, which is a communications portal that help the comms team communicate. All right, we also began the procurement stage of the new CRM system. Right, so question. Do you use cloud technology within your businesses or plan to in the next 6 months? And there's cloud technology that could be Sage 50 accounts, Xero accounts, Office 365, Google Mail. Do you guys have any plans to use it within your business in the next 6 months, or do you use it already? Vote now, please. Okay, thank you. So, from now until the end of the year, our team, or my team, will be concentrating on integrating SaveWell into the NFRN. Some of the SaveWell resources are going to be used to help the membership services admin team process member applications and member data. And then we're also going to introduce a portal so we can put all relevant company information in one place, so new starters and existing staff don't need to hunt around to find information. It'll be available in a portal. And we'll also be closing off the CRM, or the procurement stage of the CRM system, which I'll take you through a bit later. In 2020, we plan to complete the CRM implementation, and that will provide proper feedback on engagement we have with our members. We'll be able to identify which members need help, which members we've not heard of for a while, or heard from for a while, and we can contact them. We'll be incorporating the rest of SaveWell within the NFRN ecosystem. So their billing platforms, their website, their marketing will all be contained within the NFRN ecosystem. And we'll be extending Office 365. Office 365 is a platform that we can build upon. So we'll be increasing the use of the portal, putting things like holiday requests, everything within the one interface that the staff can access. Meeting room bookings, resource bookings will be built into 365, and also purchase ordering, removing the current situation where we're having to email forms to be signed, and it will give us an interface where we can track the status of purchase orders and where they're at in the process. So one more question. Technology is used everywhere now. There's no escaping it, despite what Ellis Watson says earlier. So would members like to see more technology-related features in the Fed magazine? Vote now, please. That's great. That's brilliant. Okay, so I'd like to move on to the CRM. And even though we've given updates to National Council over the past year, those of you who are not National Councillors, just like to give you some information about why we need a CRM system. So at the moment, as you'll see from the slide, we've got lots of different platforms that we use in order to process everything to do with the NFRN and how we assist our members. Each department deals with at least 2 different platforms. We don't have all the information in one place, and this results in inefficiency. To find a contact with a member and a member's history, we have to look in multiple systems. It slows things down. It delays us responding to our members' needs. Sorry, that's a bit out of line. And it's difficult to measure our performance if a member inquires about an issue or a benefit. Because it's handled on multiple systems, we can't tell if that member's query was resolved within a certain time frame. We have to look through many different systems. And at the end of the day, that results in unhappy members. So, where we're at the moment with the CRM project is we're on the procurement path. I'd like to give you a bit more information about the procurement path, because it's not just look for a supplier, pick one and buy. So we started off with creating a tender document. This was a 50-page document that outlined our processes, what we need to, what systems we use at the moment to support our members, how we support those members. And with that document, we looked at the market, all the different platforms out there that claim to be association management systems or CRMs. And from that analysis, we picked 16 providers to send that tender to. So what we was looking for, not just the technology, we were looking for a technical partner. When we invest the sum that we're going to be investing in this project, we don't want to be one of thousands of customers. We want a supplier that can grow with us, understand our needs and treat us as an individual client, not just a number on a spreadsheet that they report to some American conglomerate. So from the tenders, we received 16 back. And we reviewed them. We looked at the quality of the tenders. Are the companies big enough to handle us as a customer, or are they too big for us to be a customer? So from that tender review process, we identified 4 potential partners. There was Monday, Umi, Merlin and Fontiva CRM. So with those 4, we held meetings, we dug a little bit deeper. We asked them to quantify and qualify how they meet our needs. After that process, we identified, we cut the shortlist down to 2. That's Merlin and Fontiva. Each company held multiple demonstrations with key stakeholders in our teams. It showed them an overview of how their platforms can fit the needs of their teams, of those teams. Right. Following those demonstrations, we went on further and performed real due diligence on each company. We looked at their support capacity. Do they have one person on the end of the phone to support their clients? Do they have 50? the processes in place to support us and the difficulties. Not only we went with the implementation of the system, but if one of the team has an issue. We looked at their implementation accuracy. So we looked at their project plans they had with previous clients and saw how they came in on budget or not, and in a time frame or not. Looked at the financial stability of the companies. Looked at the data protection to make sure that our data will be safeguarded within their systems, and also the data protection that they had with their suppliers to make sure there's no leaks anywhere. We looked at their management mythology. Was it a tyrant at the top, forcing or with a load of subordinates underneath them and managing by a crack of a whip? Or was it an agile management mythology where they had key partners below them and worked as one team? We looked at their internal infrastructure as well. The accounts platforms they use for their own finances, their knowledge management platforms, were they fit for purpose? We looked at employee retention. A company that has a high regular turnover employees has got something fundamentally wrong with them. We looked at their knowledge transfer. People do leave companies for whatever reason, better job prospects, career path, etc. But we looked at what they did to protect or retain that knowledge when someone leaves. We looked at their sustainability with their growth expectations. Is that sustainable for the amount of investment that they have or their cash flow? Their online reputation. It's amazing how much information there is about companies from ex-employees, ex-customers. So we reviewed all the information available online. We looked at their support process. We looked at their response rates, how they support the client or clients, when things will be escalated up to the next level, to ensure that when we've got a problem, it can be addressed quickly and resolved easily. Excuse the mix-up of the words. And sorry, that's a duplicate of knowledge retention. And team qualifications. Have they got a team full of qualified people, experts in their subject, the right people for their job, or is it just a bunch of guys in the shed with no real technical experience or qualifications? And resource availability. Do they have enough resources to actually implement the product on time and on budget, or will we have to fit in with different projects that they're running? So, and then we looked at their hosting infrastructure. We made sure, we was looking at their security, their disaster recovery, business continuity, and looking at their existing customer type. Do they have customers that are like the NFRN, similar size, same sector, or all their customers smaller or larger? And lastly was the technical fit. Does their technology and their plans for future technology fit in with what the NFRN are doing now and what we hope to achieve in the future as we grow? We've got tons of data on existing members, huge amounts of data on ex-members. We've got data that may have been collected for a project long ago forgotten. So Raj, Sharma and myself will be working with the stakeholders within the NFRN to look at the data we've got at the moment, clean out the stuff that we don't need, identify what data needs refreshing and on what schedule that data needs to be refreshed at. So December 2021, we'll hope to have the resource plan in place and the agreement signed to progress with the implementation. And between January and August 2022 is the development, test, train and deploy. So by the end of August 2022, we hope to have that system that we've been needing for so long to give us information that we need about our members, our performance in providing those members services, so we can help or improve the quality of our services and provide a better service. Oh, sorry. There we go. Sorry, any questions?
Questions?
Also in O'Brien, Rory O'Brien, Scotland. One of the things that you had early on, that your CRM and existing systems that you had, one was fee reconciliation.
Yeah.
The other one was finance. Going back to the accounts, I never understand why we pay Menzies and Smiths 91,000 last year, 101,000 the previous year, over 3% of our income.
Yeah.
Will your system save that money? Can it do the fee collections?
Okay.
It's a huge amount of money.
Rory, that's not really a question for Nat, but I'm going to get Chair of Finance up to the rostrum and he can explain that to you.
Okay.
It is walking here. We could have gone to that mic.
There is a mic. The other.
Hold on, Rory, it's coming. Chair of Finance.
Hello. Rory, yeah, the reason we pay Smiths and Menzies is because traditionally we've always collected the money on news bills. I think if we sent our members a direct debit form to collect it direct debitly, we might lose quite a lot of members. And it's a lot easier. We get the money in one batch every month, right, and they do the weekly collections for us.
I'm not kicking anybody. I'm quite simply asking the question. I mean, I literally take the money out of people's bank accounts for the newspapers I deliver. It seems a vast amount of money that we're giving Menzies and Smiths. That's all. And I was asking if the system will do it. That's the only point I'm making.
Rory, honestly, I wasn't kicking yet, but it's the cheapest option for us doing it. We've looked at other options, and it's the cheapest way of doing it, rather than setting direct debits up and risking the loss of members and everything else into the factor.
Thank you. Thank you. Next question. No question. Okay, next question.
Sassi Patel, Rochdale, Bury, President, Council. Just a quick one. I think the name was Natalie Nicole, digital marketing. She talked about a new website. Why is that not sitting under you as a technology expert? It's a bit concerning that we've got it wrong so many times, and it seems like you are working in silos rather than leading it as the core project with the subcommittee within it.
Okay, I'll get that.
You can answer that with pleasure.
Yeah, so really websites nowadays is at marketing and comms. That's the way companies work. What I'll be doing is working really closely with Natalie and talking about working at the data level rather than the presentation level. So when it comes to members applying for leads via the website, we'll work together on that aspect. I'll design the architecture of how that will work, and then Natalie will make sure the front end ties in with that and the new CRM system.
Thank you, that's encouraging.
Okay.
Thank you for that. Next question.
Yeah, my other big bug of the century is the app, the NFRN app.
Yeah.
And, you know, with the CRM system going full speed, you know, are we going to sort of have some time scale on an app for members?
I can cover that off in tomorrow's 5-year plan presentation, if that's okay, Abdul.
Right, okay, no problem. And the other one, another bugbear, you know, we should be able to offer our members some software packages like Microsoft 365, you know, just get it licensed for our 15,000 members.
Yeah, no, totally. And that's, I think, we're working with the business development team that if the business development committee want that in the future, then we could work with them to see what's out there.